Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Welcome to Chippendales. And this is a new series from FX. Oh, actually, no, this is just straight up Hulu. Not FX on Hulu. Still all on Hulu, but this focuses on the origin story of Somen Steve Banerjee, an Indian-American entrepreneur, and his creation, Chippendales, and all of the crazy tension and insanity that goes along with this story. And I went into this series without looking up anything about the story of Chippendales, and oh boy, even after the first episode, I was floored with how crazy this story really is. From a creative standpoint, this is created by Robert Sagal, who has done other series like worked on Pam and Tommy. He was one of the writers on The Wrestler, and Matt Shankman, one of the directors here who directed WandaVision and some Game of Thrones episodes. And this definitely has plenty of style. It has really impressive camera work. Like, the final shot of this series is this amazing one shot through a Chippendales club. And, you know, it's really inspired in that way. It's colorful, it's vibrant. And from that perspective, this really does stand out. And you see a lot of these series, like Pam and Tommy and such, that do have that style and just pounce off the screen at you with how just colorful and incredibly shot it is. From the story standpoint, I think they do a really good job of slowly peeling back the layers here. You know, it moves pretty quickly over time and stuff like that, and maybe some of the stuff feels a little bit rushed. Each of these episodes, not consistent length, like even the last episode was like 35 minutes, but it does pack a punch. There's so many deeply shocking things that go on during the show throughout the history of this place, and I think it'll keep you on your toes. It might not go in as much depth on certain things as it probably could have, and it moves pretty quickly through certain things, but it does take that time for Steve Banerjee to really look at this man who feels isolated and has a chip on his shoulder, saves up all this money helping out, working at a gas station, to finally buy a club, do his thing, and become the great American dream. And this story really is that fall from grace and the bastardization of the American dream, and we've seen that plenty of times in film and television. And I think they do a good job of setting up that backstory. And Kumail Nanjiani does a great job in this role. He really fits the anxiousness, the anxieties, and the rigidness of this character and bring that out well. And he comes into conflict with Nick DeNoia, played by Murray Bartlett, who I think is very charismatic. I think does a really good job in this series. And I think one of the big positives is supporting cast here with Annalee Ashford, who plays Steve Banerjee's future and then present wife, Juliette Lewis, who plays Denise, who's heavily involved and connected with Nick. You even have Andrew Rannells, who winds up being connected with Nick as well, as Nick has the big creative ideas and feels like he's being restricted by Steve, and their dynamic and the tension there is always heightening. You have Robin DeJesus, who plays Ray, who's Steve's right-hand guy, and they go some interesting place with his character. And even early on, we have Dan Stevens. This is a great cast. It's really well shot. It has a lot of twists and turns in the story, even if it does hit familiar beats of these biopic true crime drama kinds of things, because boy does this get dicey. But I do think this is a energetic and engaging series that's worth your time, and Hulu, I think, has a good winner here with this story. And you know, it's just fun spending all the time with these characters and getting caught up in the craziness of this world because, shockers, Chippendales has quite the history. But those are my thoughts on Welcome to Chippendales. Let me know what you think and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.